As you can no doubt see, we are suffering yet another brutal West Australian winter. In fact, they've relegated us to DEFCON 2. It's light jumper time, chaps. The build continues. Now for the interior, but not so much interior comfort as in interior living, interior camping, and practicalities. I've been asked, why didn't you buy a, most common one, Land Cruiser 200? Since you like Land Cruisers, why not this? Why not that? A dozen suggestions. What I'm about to do now to this vehicle will demonstrate why I chose the Troopy, because the Troopy is the only vehicle in the world that I can buy new that I can do this to.
This product will turn this van into a camper. It might look like a rooftop tent, but it isn't. It's much, much more than that.
What you're looking at here are the components for the inside of the truck. The prototype is here. We've already assembled it. Now this is my very own one that's going to go into my truck, and I am getting my hands dirty putting it together. Basically it's made from pre-bent, laser cut and drilled aluminium, and really it's like a great big Meccano set.
The blind rivets I am using are unusual. They're stainless steel, immensely strong and virtually corrosion proof. It might look repetitious, but it's
very satisfying work. Laser cutting means precision. The first bit done. We have a long, long way to go. This was designed by Yaki Hubert from Quick Pitch Campers, brilliant designer, and I've been working with him for the last 3 months, taking everything that I learned from my previous troop carrier. The interior had some shortcomings, had some challenges. I believe we've addressed all of them. Now this product is being made for the Australian market. A lot of troop carriers here. This is a product that you can purchase, and I believe between the two of us that we have really managed to get the most out of what is a pretty restricted area. This is what I'm making. So if you, at the back of the vehicle, this goes on the left-hand side. So I would enter the back tailgate here. This area here has a drawer. This is a slide-out portable toilet. Some nature areas in Australia require that you carry one with you, so that goes in there. Drawer here, drawer there, deep drawer here, and 2 drawers here. Now, I'm not going to be using this space for 2 drawers. I'm going to have 2 jerry cans with emergency water and fuel. So I am adapting this design for my own purposes. But that's what I'm building right now.
It's moment of truth time. Will it fit? It's designed to quite tight tolerances, and I just don't have time if it's wrong.
Earlier this week, most exciting part of the entire build happened. We put on the tent roof conversion. It's a product called Hercules. It's made by Alucab in South Africa. And the process was nerve-wracking. It went very, very well indeed, and it took about 8 hours in total to actually do the conversion from beginning to end. For 5 months now, I've been dreading today, because today is when we have to start cutting this beautiful machine into bits. We're fitting the Hercules tent conversion, which means snip, snip, zip, zip. And this is the part that I really don't enjoy. The truth is that I'm a lot more confident now than I was 5 years ago when we were cutting it with grinders and jigsaws. Big sunroof. Too late now.
Too late.
And now it's really too late.
Now to the newest coupe in town. It's time to do some magic. The Hercules camper is attached to the Troopy with 4 bolts and some incredibly powerful glue used to stick ocean-going yachts together, called Sikoflex.
Oh, this is what I was like.
The process is very satisfying to watch.
Clamps.
A little later on, I'll show you why this is such an amazing conversion.
Those of you who asked the question, will the Land Cruiser fit in my garage? Once that conversion has been done, well, the answer is behind me. No, it won't. With my previous troop carrier, one of the nicest features about the entire vehicle was the roof console, front of the driver. And what I did with it, I used it mainly for charging camera batteries. I've got a small, it's a 300 watt pure sine wave inverter. I'm mounting it permanently here, together with a power box. Now this power box actually comes directly from my old Troopy. I had this also above my head, and it's switched power for, that's a cigarette lighter. Those are hella plug, 2 hella plugs and a 3rd hella plug there. Also switchable, separate cable. So the input, which is already wired into the vehicle, comes into there via this Anderson plug, and this will feed current directly to the inverter, and it is fused in the vehicle itself. And that will take power from the auxiliary battery system. I will lay carpet in here. That's the carpet here. Now, you get this from Bunnings, a local hardware store, and they call it a boot liner, and also suitable for boats. It's completely waterproof, but the reason why I chose it is because Velcro sticks to it like mad. It really, really does. And so, and that's only the 3 little pieces of Velcro there. So, when I put it in here, I take all my camera batteries and their chargers and I put Velcro underneath them and I stick them here so they don't move around when the vehicle moves around. They're actually locked down. My charging station here in front of the driver, mainly for camera batteries. I literally have a station here, so I can run 220 volts to run my chargers and 12 volts depending on the type of charger I'm using, including USB chargers. On this side, on Gwyn's side of the vehicle, she uses her laptop. She'll want a place to charge it, and this is actually wide enough for the laptop, so the laptop can literally just plonk itself in there, and I might even put a little bit of Velcro underneath the laptop to stick that down. But everything is here in one place. Well, here is the console, and I'm going to go and now put it into the vehicle. This is the water tank, little over 100 litres, but its construction is unusual. Again, Quick Pitch Campers did it for me. I've never seen a tank constructed like this before, and it's and it seems to be very clever. Firstly, made in two halves, which means that the baffles can be individually welded inside the tank. And then because the major weld is in the middle of the tank and not at the most vulnerable part, which would be at the bottom edges. If you had a join there, it would be far more vulnerable than having a join halfway, particularly because there is so much material here that needs to be welded together that I'm very confident that this is an exceptionally strong tank. I've been having an amazing day today working on the interior. And the great part about this is that we're actually developing this product, as I may have said before, for the market, which means that the tweaking and the honing and the getting it just right is it's an ongoing process. And in fact, it probably won't even finish once it's in the vehicle. What we've done now is we've powder coated a textured black. Textured because it doesn't show up marks as easily as a plain would. Likewise with the front. I must say, Australian powder coating, very good quality. This is very, very nicely done. The two-tone idea was, well, firstly, the idea was, well, maybe inside a drawer, if it's very, very light, it'll be easier to see in low ambient light. You can see your contents easier. That, I think, is true. And then that idea extended to, well, why don't we do the front of the drawers in the color 2, the light color 2, to brighten up the inside of the vehicle. I think that was a spot of genius. I don't know which one of us thought of that. Anyway, doesn't it look good? I think that looks absolutely superb. Each one is on a slider. Now, this is configured for me. I'm going to put a toilet in here. We didn't want the toilet on runners because it's too heavy to sit on. The rails, the rollers, are not strong enough to take a person's weight. So I'm leaving that open for a portable toilet right there. One can actually put a drawer in there as well, depending. So in other words, people that will buy this product will feel in a way that they're getting a custom. It's custom, but a large portion of it is repeatable. So you're getting a kind of a custom work without paying custom prices, because custom work in itself is hugely expensive in Australia especially. Here, I'm not putting in a drawer. One can have 2 drawers or a single drawer. And I'm going to put in jerry-can, 2 jerry cans. And the reason why I want jerry cans there is that the vehicle's own water tank is carrying approximately 100 litres, and I always like to carry 2 water tanks or 2 containers of water. What happens if you lose one and one breaks? Water, as you know, survival, etc., etc. 20 litres of only drinking water is put here. Same thing with fuel. On the canning stock, my vehicle will, not that comfortably, but should complete the 965 kilometers, which is the longest stretch on the tanks that are in the vehicle. And I've got about a 10, not much more than 10% leeway. So I'd like to carry some extra fuel as an insurance policy. Again, 20 litres in here. It's also going to be a great place to put fire grids or, that kind of stuff, maybe dirty stuff, strapped down in this area here. Not everybody will want that. They will be able to just have a drawer. In fact, you can have 2 drawers fitted. So and I'm certainly feeling right now that I'm getting a custom job, because I've been sitting for weeks designing exactly what I would like and then saying, okay, what would you like? What do you think others would like? Now this sits on the left of the vehicle. If you open the back of the vehicle, this sits on the left, and the area to the right, the process of developing that is about to begin. Okay, that's about as far as it goes. So how's your clearance there?
And it's all clear over here and all up against the side here.
Yeah, that's perfect. Do you want to bring me a drawer? Any drawer will do. Right, thank you. Beautiful. This is so beautifully done. It's actually better than I thought it was going to be. I mean, not that I thought it was going to. It's amazing. Really amazing. Well, yet another day at Quick Pitch Campus putting together the Land Cruiser. We are, you know that expression, 90% done, but 90% still to go? That's kind of what it feels like, because we've been spending so much time working on the vehicle, working on all the components. And yet, if you look at the vehicle, it looks completely empty. But we've had to do all the riv nut, the bolts, the holes, all of the mounting points for this. We had to build the drawers, put in the sliders, put in the water. If you look down there is the boiler, the water system, the plumbing. We've still got to do the plumbing. We've built the water tank. The water tank is now ready for fitting. So it looks like we've got absolutely nowhere, but that's not the case at all. We're so close to finishing. The fact is that when it's in the vehicle, it actually looks quite simple. But if you just look at the drawers and what we've actually had to do to get them right, each drawer is only about 6 components, plus the sliders, which are 2 components each, plus the catch, that's 2 components, plus the powder coating, and all of the computer work that went into designing them, and all the different components, the lids. There are 4 different sizes of drawer. But I must tell you, I have so enjoyed myself. It's been a bit frustrating because you've had to wait for bits like the powder coating. You know, it takes 3 or 4 days. That's a frustration because you want to get on. So you have to think, okay, I can't do that now. Powder coating isn't finished. What else can I do? So scheduling the process bit by bit and getting it efficient has not been easy because, again, this is the first off. This is the prototype. And that in itself has presented quite a few challenges. My goal here, and I think I'm succeeding, is to build the greatest Land Cruiser troop carrier in the world. A week and a bit before I head off to Canning Stock. When building a vehicle, it's vitally important to take your vehicle out and give it a trial run. Test it, make sure everything is fine. And guess what I'm doing? Not that. I've run out of time. I have done nothing with this vehicle. I don't even know how to drive the thing. I've never driven a V8 off-road. Anyway, in the next video, I'm going to show you how amazing this camp conversion is. It is fantastic. The interior is almost finished. I've still got to do the gull wing doors. There's a kitchen thing. I will show it to you in the next video. And the electrical system, of course, I haven't seen it yet because it's not done. But I do have a plan B, and the plan B is literally a plug and play, pick up and pack electrical dual battery system. I'm going to take that as well. See you next time.